Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the latest of the royal family, and today I'll be talking a bit more about Harry. And now it seems to be bombs away, with royal author Tom Bower dropping one after another. I'll talk about his latest reveal in this video. Firstly, it was nice to have military personnel confirming in my comments section of the last video that Harry never saw any action in Afghanistan. Also, there is a picture of him in his bunker, and his rifle has an attachment on the end of it, which means it only fires blanks and is used for training. There are some concerning reports coming out that a certain person who will allegedly be speaking out about Harry had affected her life with photos of the alleged injuries, and also certain other women in the same profession will possibly be speaking out against Harry. This is concerning his behaviour towards certain females. I won't go into detail here, but as it has been pointed out, look at how Harry treats his polo ponies and you might get an idea. It's been said to me that this person had to be hospitalised and was seriously injured. The palace compensated her, allegedly. We will not know any more about this until the person speaks out and shows her photos. So this is all allegedly in the meantime, but it is all over social media that this will be coming out soon. Harry brags in his book that he could have taken out his dad but chose not to, blowing up a barn instead. All this is so far-fetched. It's so obviously to keep us focused on Harry and his mental state. There are instances during Tom Bradby's interview with Harry where Harry says things which causes Tom to look like he wished he could be somewhere else, anywhere else. When he describes emulating the incident where his mother died after a car crash in a Paris tunnel, Harry described how he paid someone to drive through at the same speed after a few drinks, he said. And he said it wasn't dangerous at all. I think most of us watching this realise that either Harry has totally lost the plot or we're all being played. The references to burying their lost child under a banyan tree is even more unbelievable due to the fact, as viewers pointed out to me, it's illegal to bury human remains. Also, the hospital would not have released it, so it was probably something a lot less, which was made into a lot more by Meghan. In these situations, i.e. very early, and I stress the word alleged pregnancy, men really have to take the word of a woman as to whether they have had a very early miscarriage or not. Without going into details, I think most of you can guess how Harry might have been fooled by his wife. Okay, and now for the bomb dropped by Tom Bower. He says that Harry has had a drug problem for 25 years and still smokes weed most days. And he also said that Doria was known to be a drug dealer when she met Thomas, and that for legal reasons he cannot say where she was when she was out of Meghan's life for 10 whole years. And another thing, Harry says that while he was protesting his concern about being further down the line when Charlotte was born, he said that a courtier once said about being one plane crash away. We all know that it was his wife that said that in front of a group of people, and it was allegedly recorded. There have been more and more things coming out on a posting of an alleged text message between Catherine and Meghan regarding the bridesmaids' dress fittings, and it's being said that it could have been faked. The screenshot could have been faked, but it's also being said that the dialogue was accurate anyway. But I know that there was a lot more to that than just the conversation between Meghan and Catherine about the dress fitting. There was the bullying of Princess Charlotte, which was caught on video. The whole thing was caught on a phone camera during the fitting by one of the team, Givenchy team. Though the director of the fitting is denying having seen any altercation between Meghan and Catherine now. Hopefully they will be releasing that now that everything else seems to be dropping now. There is a link at the end of this video to my video about that dress fitting with more information in it. To read how Meghan asked Catherine how she felt about William being unfaithful, which I don't believe was true, in such a brazen and disrespectful way after they had not long met, just shows the grace and decency that Catherine had to carry on being professional in her company. And then back to the subject of Meghan being stalked by the paparazzi. In his book, he talks about how she called him in tears, and it took him back to Balmoral when he heard the bad news about his mother's passing. and how she was driving on, and how Meghan was driving on ice in Toronto, and she was scared. And he talked about how she drove to the police station, and he talked her through it. And the paparazzi allegedly followed her to the door, Harry talking her through it all the time. And the police were supposed to be sympathetic, but said because she was a celebrity, they could do nothing. Funny, I wonder which one spoke to her. The information I heard is that the Toronto police were fed up with Meghan. She was well known to them. They drew straws in the office as to who would be dealing with Meghan, and there was never any stalking that they were aware of, or any following or a break-in which she talked about. She was desperate to be followed and chased and photographed. Where are the photographs of this incident that Harry talks about? He was saying about the click, click, click of the cameras that he heard while she was on the phone to him. So where are the photos of this? There's a link at the end of this to my video about all this stuff from about 2 years ago. Much of the stuff that I and another YouTuber were revealing due to our inside information at least 2 years ago is now coming out. It's not so good to be right when there is all this chaos and fallout from this stuff. So we have Harry telling untruths one after the other. The whole thing is made up by someone with a vivid imagination who is grasping at straws to say the most ridiculous thing to get the attention of the public. With so much coming out, we just cannot keep up with it. It's obvious that it is a massive distraction. So let me have your thoughts about it all, and I'll see you in the next one.